In the heart of West Africa, a new leader has emerged, capturing the attention of the continent and the world. Meet Captain Ibrahim Traore, the young leader, a figure who embodies both the promise of change and the complexities of modern African politics. His story is one of rapid ascent, taking the reins of power in a nation yearning for stability and progress. Now at the helm of Burkina Faso, he carries the weight of a nation's aspirations on his shoulders. This West African country is landlocked, a geographical reality that shapes its economic and political landscape, influencing its trade routes and regional relationships. Surrounded by Mali, a nation with its own set of challenges and opportunities, Burkina Faso's destiny is intertwined with that of its neighbors. Niger, another key player in the region, shares a border and a history with Burkina Faso, creating a complex web of cultural and economic exchange. Benin, with its coastal access, offers Burkina Faso a vital link to the sea, facilitating trade and economic growth. Togo, a small but strategically important nation, plays a crucial role in the regional dynamics of West Africa. Ghana, a beacon of stability in the region, shares a border and close ties with Burkina Faso, offering a model for development and governance. And Ivory Coast, a major economic power in West Africa, completes the circle of nations that shape Burkina Faso's destiny. Burkina Faso means land of honest people, a name that speaks volumes about the values and aspirations of its citizens. This name reflects its values, a commitment to integrity and justice that resonates deeply within the Burkinabe society. The Burkinabe are a diverse people, a mosaic of cultures and traditions that enriches the nation's identity. With over 60 ethnic groups, each with its own unique language, customs, and heritage, Burkina Faso is a testament to the beauty of cultural diversity and rich traditions, passed down through generations, that continue to shape the lives and identities of the Burkinabe people. Captain Traoré took power in 2022, amidst a backdrop of political instability and social unrest, marking a turning point in the nation's history. Making him one of the world's youngest leaders, a symbol of a new generation taking charge and challenging the status quo. He faces enormous challenges, including poverty, insecurity, and a complex political landscape, testing his leadership and resolve. But is determined to bring change, promising to address the root causes of the nation's problems and build a brighter future for all Burkinabe. The world is watching, eager to see how Captain Traoré will navigate these challenges and lead Burkina Faso towards a more prosperous and stable future. To see what he'll do next, as his decisions and actions will have far-reaching consequences for the region and beyond. Burkina Faso is a place of vibrant culture, a tapestry of traditions and artistic expressions that reflect the spirit of its people. Music, a powerful force that unites communities and celebrates life, is an integral part of Burkinabe culture. And art, a means of expressing creativity, preserving history, and showcasing the beauty of the Burkinabe soul. Its people are known for their warmth, their hospitality, and their unwavering sense of community and resilience, their ability to overcome adversity and maintain hope in the face of challenges. Despite being landlocked, Burkina Faso has forged strong connections with its neighbors, becoming a vital hub for trade and cultural exchange. It's a central hub in West Africa, facilitating the movement of goods, people, and ideas across the region. Traoré's leadership is a big story, capturing headlines and sparking debates about the future of governance in Africa, one that could shape the region's future, influencing the course of development and inspiring other nations to pursue their own paths to progress. The country's diversity is its strength, a source of creativity, innovation, and resilience. Each group brings unique traditions, enriching the national identity and fostering a sense of unity and diversity. To the national identity, creating a vibrant and dynamic society that celebrates its heritage while embracing the future. Traoré's rise signals a new chapter, a moment of hope and opportunity for a nation yearning for progress. For Burkina Faso, a chance to build a more just, prosperous, and sustainable future for all its citizens. He's promised to improve life, to address the challenges of poverty, inequality, and insecurity that have long plagued the nation. For his people to create a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive and reach their full potential. The challenges are real, the obstacles are many, but the spirit of the Burkinabe people remains unbroken. But so is the hope, the unwavering belief that a better future is possible, that through hard work, determination, and unity, Burkina Faso can overcome its challenges and achieve its dreams. All eyes are on Burkina Faso as the world watches to see what Captain Traoré and the Burkinabe people will accomplish. What happens here, in this land of honest people, will have implications far beyond its borders. could inspire others, offering a model for leadership, development, and resilience in a rapidly changing world. Venezuelan soldiers in West Africa? That's a headline that turns heads. News is spreading that Venezuela has sent troops to Burkina Faso thousands of miles away. It's not every day you see South American soldiers in West Africa. The two countries aren't neighbors, don't share a language, and have little military history together. This move is unusual and has everyone asking, why now? Military help usually comes from regional allies, not distant continents. The story is making diplomats and reporters scramble for answers. Is this a new partnership or something deeper? The world is curious about Venezuela's motives. It's like a new twist in a global drama. Everyone's waiting to see what happens next. The questions are just beginning. So, when we look at the global stage and consider the key players, a crucial question arises. Who's calling the shots in Venezuela? Who is at the helm, steering the ship of state? That's President Nicolás Maduro. He's the figurehead, the individual making critical decisions for the nation. He's led the country since 2013, stepping into a role of immense responsibility and power. Maduro's leadership is deeply rooted in following Hugo Chávez's legacy, a predecessor who significantly shaped Venezuela's political landscape. Chávez's legacy was one of socialism, a political and economic ideology that aimed to redistribute wealth and empower the working class. And it was also a legacy of anti-imperialism, a stance against foreign intervention and dominance, particularly from Western powers. Maduro often clashes, engaging in heated rhetoric and diplomatic sparring, with Western powers, particularly those who criticize his government's policies and human rights record. Especially the United States, a nation with a long and complex history of involvement in Latin American affairs. Venezuela, rich in oil, possessing some of the largest reserves in the world, has faced economic turmoil, a period of instability and hardship that has deeply affected its citizens, and high inflation, a rapid increase in prices that has eroded the purchasing power of ordinary Venezuelans. Many Venezuelans have struggled, facing poverty, food shortages, and a lack of access to basic necessities. And the government faces criticism, both domestically and internationally at home, from its own citizens who are demanding change and better living conditions, and abroad, from international organizations and governments concerned about human rights and democratic principles. Some countries don't recognize Maduro, viewing his election as illegitimate and his government as authoritarian, as the legitimate president, supporting instead the opposition leader who claims to be the rightful head of state. This has led to Venezuela being isolated, facing diplomatic pressure and economic sanctions from various nations. Maduro is always seeking, actively pursuing opportunities to strengthen ties and build alliances, new allies, countries that share his political views, or are willing to offer economic support. To break that isolation, to overcome the diplomatic and economic barriers that have been erected against his government. That's why news of Venezuelan troops, the deployment of soldiers to foreign lands in Burkina Faso, a West African nation facing its own challenges, is so significant, representing a potential shift in geopolitical dynamics. It's a move driven, motivated by a complex set of factors, by Venezuela's need, its pressing requirement, for friends, for allies who can provide support and legitimacy and influence to project its power and assert its presence on the world stage. Understanding Maduro's motives, grasping the underlying reasons behind his actions, helps explain Venezuela's actions abroad, providing context for its foreign policy decisions. His government's decisions are shaped, influenced by a variety of factors, by both internal struggles, the challenges and crises facing the nation within its borders, and global ambitions, its aspirations to play a more prominent role in international affairs. Every move, every action taken by the Maduro government is part of a bigger puzzle, a larger strategic plan. Venezuela's search for allies, its ongoing efforts to cultivate relationships with other nations, is ongoing, a continuous process of diplomatic engagement. Sending troops, deploying military personnel to foreign countries is a bold statement, a clear indication of Venezuela's willingness to project its power beyond its borders. It's about more than, it goes beyond the simple provision of just military support. There are deeper political and strategic considerations at play. It's about Venezuela's place, its desired position in the world, its ambition to be a significant player on the global stage. Burkina Faso, a nation nestled in the heart of West Africa, faces a complex web of interconnected challenges. The country grapples with serious security challenges that threaten the stability of the nation and the well-being of its citizens. These challenges are not merely abstract concerns, they are tangible threats that impact daily life. Violent extremist groups operating within the Sahel region pose a significant and persistent danger. These groups, often linked to Al-Qaeda, seek to expand their influence and destabilize the region. and ISIS, further exacerbating the security situation with their own agendas and operations. These extremist elements threaten villages, disrupting the social fabric of rural communities and creating an atmosphere of fear. They also directly target soldiers, who are on the front lines of defending the country. As a result of this escalating violence, many Burkinabe have become internally displaced, forced to abandon their homes and livelihoods in search of safety. They are fleeing violence, seeking refuge from the constant threat of attacks and instability. The conflict has had a devastating impact on essential services. Schools and hospitals vital for the well-being of the population have closed, depriving communities of access to education and healthcare. This closure is particularly prevalent in affected areas, where the security situation makes it impossible for these institutions to function. Everyday life is tough, marked by uncertainty and a struggle for survival. It's especially difficult for families caught in the crisis, who face immense challenges in providing for their children and ensuring their safety. Adding another layer of complexity, political instability adds to the turmoil, further complicating efforts to address the security and humanitarian crises. The recent coups have shaken the country, creating an environment of uncertainty and hindering long-term planning. Captain Traoré himself came to power through a coup, highlighting the fragility of the political system. This instability makes it hard to solve problems, address the root causes of the conflict, or plan for the future, hindering the country's development prospects. The country urgently needs help with security to combat the threat of violent extremism and protect its citizens. It also needs assistance to foster political stability, promote good governance, and build a more inclusive society. Recognizing the magnitude of the challenge, Traoré's government is searching for partners both regionally and internationally to restore peace, security, and stability to the nation. The task is enormous, requiring a concerted effort from all stakeholders, but the need is clear, and the consequences of inaction are dire. Displacement, a direct result of the ongoing conflict and hardship caused by the disruption of livelihoods and the lack of access to basic services, are daily realities for millions of Burkinabe. The government's legitimacy, already fragile due to the circumstances of its rise to power, is constantly tested by the ongoing crises and the demands of the population. Therefore, international support, in the form of humanitarian aid, security assistance, and development assistance, is crucial for helping Burkina Faso overcome its challenges. The stakes are high, not only for Burkina Faso but for the entire Sahel region, for everyone involved, as the country's stability has far-reaching implications. Burkina Faso's future, its ability to achieve sustainable development and provide a better life for its citizens, depends on finding solutions to the security and political crises it faces. The world is watching, aware of the challenges and the potential consequences of failure closely as Burkina Faso navigates this difficult period. The challenges in the face of violence, instability, and humanitarian needs are daunting, requiring resilience and determination. But hope remains, fueled by the resilience of the Burkinabe people and the potential for a more peaceful and prosperous future. Why would Venezuela send troops so far from home? One reason: shared anti-imperialist views. Both countries resist Western influence. They see themselves as partners in a global struggle for independence. Venezuela, isolated internationally, is eager for new friends. Helping Burkina Faso could build a valuable alliance. It's also a way for Venezuela to show strength on the world stage. Sending troops signals capability, even if the country faces problems at home. It's a diplomatic flex, meant to boost Venezuela's image. The move is about more than just military aid. It's about forging new partnerships and shifting perceptions. For Venezuela, every new ally counts. The reasons are complex, but the message is clear. Venezuela wants to be seen and heard. Africa and South America may be far apart, but their histories are linked. Many South Americans have African ancestry, a legacy of the slave trade. This shared past creates cultural connections, music, food, and traditions. Politically, both continents have fought for independence from European powers. They've often found common ground in global forums. Groups like the Non-Aligned Movement brought them together during the Cold War. Africa-South America summits have aimed to boost cooperation. Trade, development, and shared goals are on the agenda. While Venezuelan troops in Africa are rare, the idea of partnership isn't new. There's a foundation of mutual understanding. This move builds on a history of seeking solidarity. It's unusual but not without precedent. The roots run deep. What's in it for Venezuela? Gaining international support is key. Every ally helps in global politics. By aiding Burkina Faso, Venezuela hopes for backing in groups like the United Nations. It's also about ideology. Both governments push back against Western influence. Supporting Burkina Faso strengthens an anti-Western bloc. It's a statement of independence and solidarity. Projecting power matters too. Even with economic troubles, sending troops shows Venezuela is still a player. It shifts the narrative at home and abroad. The move is strategic, not just symbolic. Venezuela wants to change perceptions and build influence. Every action is calculated for maximum impact. The benefits go beyond the battlefield. It's a complex diplomatic play. The world is watching Venezuela's move in Burkina Faso. African neighbors and Western powers are paying close attention. France, once a key player in Burkina Faso, is now out, so this shift matters. The move could set a new trend in South-South cooperation, developing countries helping each other without relying on the West. But risks remain. Military interventions are unpredictable. Success could inspire others. Failure could be a warning. The international community is waiting to see the outcome. Will this be a turning point or a cautionary tale? Only time will tell. The story is still unfolding. What's next for Burkina Faso and Venezuela? If the partnership succeeds, both countries could become close allies. Success might lead to more cooperation in trade and culture, but failure could strain their new relationship. This is a big test for both nations. The world is watching how they handle it. Burkina Faso is seeking new partners, moving away from old alliances. Venezuela is trying to expand its influence.